Welcome to The Newsworthy, all the day's news in less than 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. Thanks so much for listening today. I've got an update for you about the mass shooting in Las Vegas, including stories of those who help strangers. Plus everything else you need to know today, from Tom Petty to Snapchat's mystery-turned-ruined surprise. And much more, of course, all in less than 10 minutes. I'm Erica Mandy. Today is Tuesday, October 3rd. You ready? Let's do this. First, an update about the mass shooting in Las Vegas. ABC News talked to a couple who filled their truck with strangers who were hurt to get them to the hospital when there weren't any ambulances available. There's also the pair of off-duty police officers who helped get their loved ones to safety and then went back toward the gunfire to help more people. One of the ways people near Vegas started helping after the fact was to donate blood, and CNN reports people waited in line 6 to 8 hours just to donate. This shooting is now considered the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. Reports say 59 people died, more than 500 are hurt. And we are starting to hear the stories of victims who died, including a student, a special ed teacher, an off-duty police officer, and a nurse. We'll be hearing more names and more of their stories in the days to come. They were at a country music festival called Route 91 Harvest. They were in a concert crowd of thousands of people when the shooter, Stephen Paddock, started firing out a window of Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino. Paddock killed himself in his hotel room before police got there, and his motive right now is still not clear. But let me wrap up with this. A donation page for the victims and their families raised more than $2.5 million in less than 24 hours. That's how much people wanted to help. Oh, and one more thing of note. The Washington Post has a whole list of some fake news going around online that I want you to be aware of. Some are social media posts of people missing that are not real, or headlines claiming fake things about the shooter. So just be careful of anything that isn't from a credible news source. Music legend Tom Petty has died. The Hollywood Reporter says he went into cardiac arrest early yesterday morning, and then his manager confirmed he died last night at the hospital. Tom Petty rose to fame in the 70s with his band, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. That band is now part of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. In fact, they just wrapped up their 40th anniversary tour last week. Petty also had plenty of success going solo. He was 66. Today, President Trump will be in Puerto Rico. He'll be looking at the damage and recovery efforts after Hurricane Maria devastated the island 2 weeks ago. The Hill reports he plans to meet with first responders and federal emergency officials, as well as the people of Puerto Rico. It's unclear at this point if he'll come face-to-face with the mayor of San Juan, because remember, Trump had a pretty heated back and forth with her over the weekend. She says the federal response was too slow. He says her leadership was just bad, and federal workers have done what they can. The president says after his trip to Puerto Rico today, he'll head to Las Vegas tomorrow. All right, are you a morning person or a night owl? Well, the three guys who helped figure out the reason we feel one way or the other just got rewarded for it. The scientists got the Nobel Prize in physiology or medicine. They basically figured out which gene controls our circadian rhythms, aka our internal body clocks. They also found that it's not great for our bodies when we don't listen to those internal clocks, meaning we're more likely to get diseases. All right, other things people may be talking about today. Equifax. The former CEO will be in the hot seat today. The AP says he'll be testifying in front of Congress, and he'll likely face some tough questions about that big hack that exposed a bunch of people's personal information. Remember, Equifax is a credit reporting company, and a big security breach exposed millions of accounts. People weren't too happy either about how Equifax handled the whole thing. Which, speaking of, Equifax now says another 2.5 million people may have also been affected, which brings the total to 145.5 million accounts possibly compromised. Well, word is the Trump administration is saying enough and wants 60% of the U.S. diplomats in Cuba to get out. Why? It's all about those strange mystery attacks on more than 20 Americans there. They're being called sonic attacks that affect hearing, vision, and brain function. No one's been able to figure out exactly what's causing it. The AP reports a formal decision is expected today, so it's not final yet. The U.S. has also told Americans to stay away at this point, that they can't guarantee other attacks won't happen. The Cuban government, though, is still saying, didn't do it. Big news from General Motors. The automaker is saying see ya to gas and diesel cars altogether. Well, at least eventually. Wired reports GM announced it's working toward an all-electric future. First up, 2 new fully electric models next year, then 18 more by 2023. There's apparently a mystery announcement today from Snap, the company behind Snapchat. Well, it was supposed to be a mystery/surprise until other smart techies used a time hack to figure it all out. TechCrunch says they basically tricked Snapchat's countdown coming soon type website to reveal all the goods a day early. Oops, surprise ruined. Turns out Snapchat will be announcing a new augmented reality feature on the app. The company partnered with artist Jeff Koons to allow users to see his art when they hold up their phones in the right spot. It'll work in certain locations like New York Central Park. And that's it. You are ready to go. You can always read more about any of the stories I talked about today by going to thenewsworthy.com and finding today's show notes. You can also listen and sign up and subscribe right there, or subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. All right, that is it for now. Let's talk again tomorrow. Have a great day.